There's a distinction that lots of more open, far right internet personalities like to draw between white nationalism and white supremacy. The narrative is white nationalism. It's not that white people are better than anybody else. It's just that, white people, we just like each other and we want to just have our own ethno state, like everybody else does. Every other race in the world has their own ethno state. That is the case. 100%. If you just look at it, that's the case in the world. And if we get our ethno state, we'll just hang out and chill, and it'll just be chill. White people can be in there if they want, or they can be in other countries. It's just a white homeland, just a place to return to. And this is opposed to the vision of white supremacy, which is the one that they would, like you to believe is the only one that exists, which is just going out and randomly killing black people. Which a lot of these types still do, so I mean, something to consider. What I would posit, however, is that the distinction is meaningless. That white nationalism is, in effect, white supremacy. On a historical basis, on a theoretical basis, on a logical basis, there really is not a meaningful distinction between the two. Even the establishment of an ethno-state requires immense violence, or at least the threat of immense violence. Despite, Richard Spencer talking about, we'll probably just pay, just give the black people some money and we'll kick them out. We'll go somewhere else. I don't think though that even giving them, the fucking $2,000 or however much you want to send them in the mail, I still don't think that most people are going to want to leave the home that they've, potentially lived in for hundreds of years if they're the descendant of slaves. I don't think that they'll necessarily want to do that, even for, however much money you want to give them. And so to get them out, you will need to employ violence. So there's that, even just with the establishment of one. But even once it's established, by these people's own rhetoric, by their own theories of how history works and the nature of humanity, the white ethno-state will not be peaceful. It's the argument you hear all the time from these people with regards to colonialism and genocide committed by Europeans and stuff is, oh well, it's shitty that happened, but that's just the way humans are always conquering shit and committing atrocities and all that kind of stuff. So that's just how it's gonna be. That's just the way of the world. Not really anyone's particular fault. That's just human nature. Which is funny then, considering the narrative of the peaceful white ethno state where white people just chill. They just chill and hang out with each other. Have lots of kids for sure. And this is where the historical aspect comes in. The concept of Lebensraum, which is a concept that predates Hitler, or Hitler's political activism rather, and is in general kind of just generally a concept that a lot of ethno-states or would-be ethno-states like to employ. Like Israel, for example, with the settlements in the West Bank and stuff. And Hitler, of course. And the idea that your peaceful little white ethno-state is not eventually going to be like, oh, but these resources over there, or our little homeland in America or Europe or fucking Antarctica or wherever the fuck. These resources, there's not enough of it. There's too many people being crammed in here. We got to get some more space, some more stuff. That is the natural flow of history, isn't it? And so, especially assuming that they want every other race to form their own little ethno-states, which some of them do claim. I mean, that actually is kind of the that's kind of the idea of ethnic nationalism in that way, I guess, or racial nationalism, more broadly defined, is that everyone should have their own ethno-state. So if there's a white ethno-state, naturally they're going to come into conflict with a black ethno-state or a Latino ethno-state or whatever the fuck. Which, again, as is apparently just the natural course of history, they'll commit lots of atrocities, probably racial-based atrocities, considering that, you had to violently kick out lots of other races when you established your ethno-state. So, it's stupid. White nationalism is white supremacy. I mean, you are literally just creating a space in which white people are the only people that exist, which, kind of makes them supreme. And it's dumb, and it's stupid, and if you are a white nationalist, I hope you fucking die.